I've spent a lot of time in this world, hundreds and hundreds of hours, and the worst thing that could happen to it is if it all got reset. Just like these chunks right here. Especially this one over here. As you can see, this chunk is completely gone. It's not just unloaded, it's gone. Like, it's gone. However, these holes in the ground will not last forever. In 1.18, the bedrock will be deleted, and the world will get extended another 64 blocks down. So how did this happen? What will Mojang do about it? And how you can prevent this from happening to you. But before that, YouTube tells me that almost none of you are watching my videos. So please watch my videos and like and subscribe. There's no real one reason why Minecraft chunks get deleted, but there are a couple factors that may be at play. The larger your world is, the more likely things like this will happen. More errors can be made if you have more area to work with. So I've gone out to an ocean monument several thousand blocks away, and the woodland mansion, which was around 50,000 blocks away. And whenever you travel long distances like these, it'll load more and more chunks, making your world bigger. More on that note, I've also gone 32 million blocks out in the world using a little exploit with nether portals and beds. And that made my world go up from about 200 megabytes to 700 megabytes. So this world is a very large world. Now, most chunk errors or chunk resets occur during updates between versions. And this one happened on the change between 1.16 and 1.17. I loaded up the world and noticed that a whole strip of chunks right here were completely reset. My farm that I worked hours and hours on had a whole strip of chunks reset right through it, cutting this tree in half as well. And I don't know if this one happened at the same time or the next time I loaded up the world, because I didn't notice it the same day. And the next day I came in and noticed that there's just like, oh, there's an unloaded chunk over here. But it was not unloaded. It was just completely missing. Now, these aren't the only missing chunks in my world. I have some modified chunks that also went missing. However, I didn't notice them right away because there was 4 layers of blocks on top of it. I did not notice that these were gone until I was looking around in a copy in creative under the world. And these 2 chunks were missing, though it's not a very big deal because they were covered and I couldn't see them, and I'm not building anything out here at the moment. However, if I was building out here, this would have been a major issue. Imagine spending hours and hours on a large project just to have a whole chunk taken out of it because Minecraft forgot how to load your chunks correctly. So how do we know that this won't happen in the future? Well, actually, there was a bug report made addressing this specific issue in 1.17 and the 1.18 betas by extension, since obviously this is no bueno. But so it has been fixed by Mojang, but these chunks that are already missing are going to be gone forever. However, in the newest 1.18 update, underneath the bedrock will be filled with brand new chunks. This will no longer be a hole open to the void. It will have deep slate and new cave generation underneath it. There is a toggle in your settings of your world that will show you what the new generation underneath your world would look like, and this can give us a preview of what Mojang will do with those unloaded chunks. Don't do this on your main world. This is a copy that I've used specifically for this video, so I'm not too worried about activating these. This will create another copy that won't mess with your original world as well. But just to be safe, I would make 2 copies. So, as you can see, we are at Y0. This would be in the bedrock. And as you can see, all the bedrock here is replaced with deep slate. And there's new generation down here. New caves to explore. Some people don't like, but I really like this because you don't have to go anywhere to find new caves and a bunch of ore underneath your world. However, some people don't like the bedrock being removed, especially if you created a perimeter in your world. But as you can see, no longer a hazard for falling into the void. However, Mojang won't replace the chunk that's gone, as you can see. The hole is still here, completely. But there's just no void underneath. You'll still be tasked with covering it up, or maybe just leaving it there because it kind of looks cool. And how do we know that this won't happen in the future? Well, we don't know that. Mojang said that they've fixed the problem, but there's always more variables that they can always account for. So what can you do to stop this from happening to the world and all the hard work you put into it? One thing you can do to keep this from happening to you is creating a backup of your world every so often. So this is my main world. This is the world that I play on. The cheats are not enabled. This is my world that I want to keep. What you can do is create a copy of a world. Say if you're on a tablet or a phone, create a copy of the world. Don't load this copy in the new update, or if you feel like you might get chunk errors if you do. Or what you can do is, if you have more than one drive on your computer, you can export the world and say I have a folder here on a separate drive that I can keep my world saved to, just in case, say in the 1.18 update coming very soon, that my world gets completely corrupted. Well, I have a copy of that world, an exact replica of that world saved on a different drive, so I'll be safe. It won't touch that one. And as you can see, my world is very large, so that took a lot longer than usual. 840 megabytes is a little larger than average. So that's it, guys. If you enjoyed the video, like it if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it. Share to a friend if they're experiencing the same problem I did. And hopefully in this next 1.18 update it'll go smoothly. So I'm not taking any bets on that.